Salut mes amis et bienvenue du CppCon 2022. Je suis Staffan Tjernstrom, and for everybody's sanity, the rest of this is in English. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about a little-known corner of C++20, but first, there's a little bit of legalese, and here we go. So C++20 introduced a couple of attributes, amongst many other things, likely and unlikely. These are somewhat akin to optimizing hints to the compiler, and basically a generalization of DCC and Clang's built-in expect. But most people know them from the Linux kernel as likely and unlikely. Now, a lot of people get these wrong, which is what led Stephen Rostedt to write his 12-page article on how this doesn't work sometimes. And the reality is that on superscalar CPUs with speculative execution, trying to outsmart that silicon is tricky. So if you're going to use this, measure, make a small change, measure again, and test at scale. Micro benchmarks are wonderful, but they'll give you exactly the wrong information here. Now, I've heard from a lot of people that what likely and unlikely actually solve is far better done through PGO. But no, it really isn't. It's entirely the opposite. Say you have a system like we heard of from Wednesday with a tight loop that's running and it's controlling the brakes of your car. When you press the brake pedal, you probably want that to be the fast path that you go through. But PGO is going to pessimize that call out of existence. You'll be through the red light before you know what happened. So there is some use that we can make of this, though, which is basically to move code fragments off into colder pages. Now, unlikely is really the tool to use here. Likely, that's just another word for let the compiler optimize it the way you want to. So we have a basic piece of code here, and what I would like to notice on is the log unusual event function that we can see here on line 15 is getting inlined into actual main. This is DCC with 03. If I mark that function as unlikely, or the function if statement is unlikely, and note where that goes, we can see that that inline has been moved out and is off somewhere in cold storage. Now, placement of that unlikely does matter. For example, you might say, well, what if the whole brace container is unlikely? GCC, that works fine. Clang, not so much. Line 11, the function's still inlined. So we have implementation divergence already. Sigh. And if you think that attributes traditionally go in front of where they are, like maybe unused and all the rest of them, well, no, not this one. If I get the right zoom, we can see that we still get the inlining happening, so that's not a good place for it either. For more details on this, Amir and Tormer, we've got a whole hour to go through this tomorrow morning, and their video will be out before this. So if you see this on YouTube, go back, watch this, then maybe come back and see this. I know I'm almost done. And with that, I have a quote, as this is a committee paper that came through. Transstellar Cruise Lines would like to apologize to passengers for the continuing delay to this flight. We're currently awaiting the loader of our complement of small lemon soap paper napkins for your comfort, refreshment, and hygiene during the journey. Meanwhile, we thank you for your patience. Delay? Have you seen the world outside this ship? It's a wasteland, a desert. Civilization's been and gone, man. There are no lemon soap paper napkins on the way from anywhere. The statistical likelihood is that other civilizations will arise. There will one day be lemon soap paper napkins. Until then, there will be a short delay. Thank you.